Okay, so this is just additional problems that are helping study for the exam. Okay, so this would be chart problems, or like questions 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the exam. And so I've got a chart, and it's a little different than the usual chart because it's got like 3 columns instead of 2, but all the ideas are still basically the same. First of all, I add up everything in the chart. 2 plus 8 plus 5 plus 4 plus 6 plus 5 is 30. There are 30 things in the chart, and that is going to be my denominator for almost every problem, no matter where the problem comes from, no matter what it is, unless it's this given kind. Okay, so even before I read the rest of the problem, I already know the denominator here is going to be 30. 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 Okay, it's just that last one when I get to that. But most of the denominators, it's the total of all totals. All right, and then for my numerator, I got to circle what makes any kind of sense. Okay, probability of red. So those ones. Blue and yellow aren't red. I can't circle those. Okay, so 6. 6 out of 30, which is like 1/5. You got to reduce it. You don't have to change it into a decimal, but you can. You're not supposed to change it into 20%. You're supposed to leave it as a decimal. All right, not red. Well, it's the opposite of being red. So if that's 0.2, that one should be 0.8. Okay, if that's 6, that should be 24. But let's just say I've forgotten all that complement formula stuff. And I've just decided to do it by circling things that are not red. Okay, well, that would be that, and that, and that, and that. Those are the not reds. And it turns out there are 24 of those. So that is 0.8. Okay. All right. Now I've got to do... Now I've got to do red or plastic. Again, I already got my denominator figured out. I just got to figure out some numerators. Just match. Now the word or is always going to be the one that has a bunch of circles. The word and, you pretty much end up with one circle. Or. Red or plastic. Okay, well, these ones, because they're red, and these ones because they're plastic. Now, at the time I did it, it says usually 3 circles, but that's usually because it's like a 2x2 little box of numbers right there. Okay, but really what I just want to do is I want to go with, it's got to have one of those words in it. It doesn't have to have both. Okay, so that's 6, 12, 17. Okay, then I'm going to have to divide out. It probably doesn't reduce, but 0.57. You want to save at least 2 places. Okay, those I couldn't save 2 places because I didn't have to. All right, red and plastic. That and always just ends up having just the one circle. Okay, it's got to involve both words. And is going to be one circle. Sure enough, it's one circle. Red and plastic is just those 4. That probably does reduce. 4 divided by 30 is 0.13. Again, I'm just saving 2 places. Okay, given. That involves erasing. And step 1 is to do the erasing. Okay, so let's get rid of this. Don't erase plastic. Okay, step 1 is look at that word and don't erase that. Okay, so I'm not going to erase the 4, not going to erase the 6, not going to erase the 5. Everything else is going to get erased. Don't erase plastic. And altogether that adds up to 15. So my new all totals is really 15. Since I need a new denominator, it's the only one where I even have to think about what the denominator might be. 15. Okay, and the new numerator, well, let's see. Red. I'm finally on step 2. Look at that word, red. All right, so 4 out of 15. Again, that probably doesn't reduce, but I'll just figure what it is. 4 divided by 15.27.